Welcome to the Manistee River Trail here in northwest Michigan, just outside of Mesik near Yuma. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's kind of hot and humid, probably around 80 degrees right now, and it's only going to get worse the next couple days. And that is why I have decided to only hike half the trail and kayak back to my truck. Today was quite an ordeal to get this trail figured out. I knew I was going to run into issues with the Red Bridge closure on Coates Highway. It's been closed since early spring, and it was supposed to be done on August 24th. Then it was postponed till the end of September, and now they're saying mid-October. So it's impossible to complete the loop right now unless you have a shuttle of some sort or a spot vehicle, because the Manistee River Trail is 23 miles long, with half of it shared with the North Country Trail. And since you can't get across the bridge to complete the loop, you have to find other means of getting from one end back to the other on the Manistee Trail, unless you just hike it twice, of course. So with the heat being so bad and the humidity for mid-September, I figured I would try kayaking the Manistee River. So I've heard it's supposed to be a beautiful stretch of river to kayak. So I dropped off my kayak at Seton Campground. It's at the north end of the Manistee River Trail near the Hodenpyle Dam. And met the one of the camper hosts there, and he let me drop my kayak off in his yard or his campsite with no fee. So I took advantage of that, and I drove my truck down to the other end of the trail where the Red Bridge is closed, and there was a whole slew of cars lined up and parked there. So I felt comfortable parking my truck there for 2 nights. We're hiking northbound, and then I'll hop in my kayak tomorrow when I complete the 12 miles and float back down to my truck. So really looking forward to tomorrow. Hoping to find some awesome rope swings along the way too. I'll be floating down that in my kayak tomorrow and get out of this wretched heat. What do we got here? Well, that answers my question whether the water's deep enough for kayaking. I'm just enjoying taking my time on this trip, soaking in all the views. Check it out. It's so calm out today. And really not too crowded yet. I mean, I've run into a few couples out hiking, but I imagine it's much busier when everything's open and people can do the whole loop. There's a lot of in and out hikers today, or day hikers. 10B. What a view. No access to water, but if you come prepared, the view makes it worth it. So I got 2 small groups of backpackers ahead of me, and they're loaded down to the hilt, so I imagine they're spending the night out here. And I'm a little worried that all the campsites are going to be full. May have to do some stealth camping tonight, or share a site. I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, this is lovely. It's definitely cooler in the woods too. Feels good. I've had the Manistee River Trail planned for almost a year now. I knew this is the weekend I wanted to come up here and do this trail. And when I found out that the Red Bridge was closed, I was a little bummed, but during this time I got into kayaking. So what better way to combine hiking and kayaking together than at the Manistee River Trail, since I can't complete the whole loop. So it actually worked out pretty good. Originally, I was planning on coming up here with one of my kayaking buddies from my hometown, the Colonel, and he had a death in the family and had to bail last minute, so this is going to be a solo adventure. Whoa. 8B is a very nice site, kind of tucked away from the trail a little bit, but it's occupied, just like every other site has been so far. Very nice view from this site, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely.
Man,
Yep.
if I was ready to stop for the day, I think I'd camp here. This is nice.
Yeah, it's a nice spot, yeah.
Wow. Very nice. I'm kind of wishing I was down there today because it is blazing. My gosh, mosquitoes are the size of hawks out here. But this is an occupied site. Very nice. Let's see which one it is. 7B. Pretty sweet. There's how it's done. Fresh from the river. All right, I wanted to elaborate a little bit on why this trip was such a big ordeal for me. Not only did I have to figure out a way around the closure of the Red Bridge on Coates Highway, but just under a month ago, about 3.5 weeks ago, I ruptured a disc in my lower back. Fully herniated disc. I have no idea how it happened, but it was some of the most horrific nerve pain, sciatic nerve pain I've ever experienced in my life. And I saw my backpacking career go up in smoke. But by doing some chiropractic and YouTube physical therapy and lots of supplements and rest, I am back on the trail, probably about 85–90%. But unfortunately, during those 3.5 weeks of taking it easy, I've lost a lot of conditioning. I lost my trail legs and about 7 or 8 pounds of muscle in my lower body. So I just feel like I have a lot of work to do to get back in tip-top shape for all these fall hikes I have planned. Purdy. Man, it's so beautiful out today. I love it. It feels so good to be back on the trail. I'm loving it. I'm not loving the humidity and the mosquitoes. That's the only thing. So I'm definitely looking forward to October and November hikes this year. Can't wait for that crisp, cold fall weather and the leaves to start falling. Oh yeah, pure Michigan right there. Here's site 4B. Not bad. Here's the campsite for 4A. Nothing special, but would work good for tents or hammocks. And it comes with a magnificent view, but no water. I'm choosing a site with water, but it's not going to stop me from taking a look at this beautiful view here. Oh wow. Colonel, your kayak is begging to take a ride on that river. Look at that, buddy. Wow. It's about twice the size of Mad River, but about half the size of the Clarion River in Pennsylvania that we recently went on. Absolutely gorgeous. A lot of sand. Very sandy trail. But when there's not sand, lots of roots. Looks like we might have another campsite up here. I want to see what the water access looks like up here. Wow. Darn mosquitoes are killing me. Man, this is nice. Little fire pit. Gonna hang the hammock right here overlooking the river. Wow. I wonder if I could find this spot tomorrow. Man, there's a nice breeze coming off the river right here. This is hard to beat. It's just a little too early in the day. 4 o'clock and only 5 miles in. Choices, choices. I don't know what to do. I'm tempted to stop here. But what am I going to do for 4 hours other than sit here and look at the water? So I think we're going to keep on hiking, and maybe we'll get lucky and be able to take this one tomorrow night on the kayak. Well, that was wrong. There's a perfect place to take out. Right there. Man, perfect place to swim. There's the campsite right up in there. I mean, this is picture perfect right here. I'm definitely staying at this spot tomorrow. And this little trail leads right up to the campsite, where I hope to be tomorrow night. Sweet. Puffball. Like a giant fungus. You can eat them. Here is the iconic spot I've seen in so many pictures. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to come around this bend on the kayak tomorrow afternoon. I think I just found camp for tonight. Right up here. Got fresh water here. River access is not quite as easy as I'd wanted, but it's going to work because I'm beat. Perfect. There's a good spot to get down by the river right there. This last month without hiking is killing me. 8 miles and I'm cooked. I can't wait to clean up and get some food, get a fire going, and repel these darn mosquitoes. Right here it's going to be, guys. Not bad. Oh, the beautiful Manistee River. It's calling my name. Time to take a swim. I got a camp all set up. Dream hammock raven, Cuban fiber tarp, as always. It's difficult to find firewood, as it has been scavenged like you wouldn't believe. Kind of like a campground I stayed at Elk Cove's campground in Picture Rocks. It was just like this. I had to go like 100 yards to even find a piece of firewood. The mosquitoes are freaking horrific. I have no DEET. I brought a little bit of Picardin, Sawyer Picardin, and it's not working. The mosquitoes around here are Picardin resistant, so I have to bathe myself in smoke. It's the only protection I have. Alright, time for supper. Well, it's a little after 6. The sun's starting to get a little lower in the sky. I thought I'd give you one more look at camp. I'm pretty happy with it. And we'll go over and check out that waterfall here in a second. There's a beautiful little waterfall right on the other side of my hammock there that I can listen to all night. And I have some neighbors about 150 yards away As long as they're not playing music tonight, shouldn't be a problem. I would rather fall asleep listening to nature tonight. It is only 8 o'clock and I'm absolutely exhausted, so I'm going to turn in early tonight. The mosquitoes are out of control and I can't take it anymore, so I'm hopping in the hammock. And tomorrow morning we have 3 miles to Seton Campground, hop in the kayak, find some good places to fly the drone. It's going to be an exciting day, so stick around. Good night. Good morning. What a gorgeous day. Clear blue sky. It's supposed to be 84 degrees today. I'm really looking forward to hopping in my kayak here in a couple hours. For breakfast this morning, 2 packets of oatmeal. And I don't like to pour hot water in these bags, so I always bring an empty Mountain House bag with me to soak my oatmeal in. Works out pretty good. There's site 2A. And it looks like people have set up camp and fire right there by the river. So I'm at campsite 2A, and I camped in between 2A and 2B last night. And there's about 3 or 4 really nice sites right near the waterfalls between 2A and 2B. So I'd highly recommend this area. Absolutely beautiful. Well, I got a late start this morning. I didn't hit the trail till 9:30. I stayed in the hammock till probably 7:45, so I was in there for 12 hours last night getting some good rest. I feel a lot better today. However, I did toss and turn quite a bit last night because my sciatic nerve was kind of acting up by sleeping in a hammock and not being able to lay flat. So I am slowly being swayed to go to the ground in a tent. Time will tell. So we got lots of beautiful campsites right along the river here. Very nice. One of them's right out there by the river. All kinds of nice trees to hang hammocks here. Another site on down there. So on the north side of 2A, there's like 4 beautiful sites that I would have chose last night if I would have made it that far, but they were all taken. But lovely sights. My goodness, this place is almost as nice as pictured rocks in certain spots. No cliffs, but beautiful scenery. Nice campsite down there on the river. Oh, there comes the text come rolling in. LTE, full signal. Finally. Pretty fast moving water there, Colonel. Look at that. Doesn't that look fun? Every time I stop, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Amazing. So here is the 245-foot suspension bridge that was built in 1996 to connect the North Country Trail with the Manistee River Trail. That was a fun time flying the drone on the suspension bridge. What a beautiful area. And now we have 1.4 miles back to Seton Creek Campground, and we will be hopping in the kayak. All right, I've exited the woods and I'm here at the Hodenpyle Dam, and you can hear the slight whining noise of the water turbines, generators, whatever you want to call them, creating electricity down here. And even though it's not that loud, I could hear them at my campsite almost 3.5 miles away all night long. It wasn't bad, but I mean, you could definitely hear it. So here's a look at it. Hodenpyle Dam Pond, and the little power plant, water exiting down here, and obviously that's the kayak canoe launch down there, and the parking lot that I probably would have been parked at if the Red Bridge would have been open. For this trip, I am rocking the Ultra Lone Peak 4.0s. So far so good. I still think I like my 3s better though. The jury's still out on these 4.0s. They feel a little loose on my feet. My feet slap around them just a little bit because they're maybe slightly wider than the 3s. But we'll see after a couple more trips. Well, I finally made it back to Seton Creek Campground and got my kayak from Bob. I'm very grateful to Bob for allowing me to overnight my kayak in his campsite. He's the camper host and Seton Creek Campground manager here. And I'm gonna grab some lunch right here in the day use area, and then have a little flight of stairs here down to the river. I'm not sure the name of it. A couple hundred yards out to Hodenpyle Dam Pond.
What? Woo! What?
I know, you kind of threw yourself
Oh my God! Awesome!
Swinging out like this. Let go to get that momentum. There you go. All right, watch me one more time. I'm not sure what I... Came from right over there. Seton Creek Campground. Came across this channel. And this is the portage location. And we got to drag down this set of steps down to there, and that's where I'll enter the Manistee River. I just don't have the patience to stand there all day like that. Fish.
Oh, you will. Atta girl, good job.
Nice. This is so relaxing and beautiful. Just kind of sucks that I can't share it with anybody. Would have loved to have my wife with me or the Colonel. So I think I'm going to have to do this trip again for sure. There's the little waterfall where I camped last night. I was right up there on top of the bluff last night. Most likely I'm going to be at my campsite that I'm hoping to stay at tonight in probably a half hour or less. We are cruising at like 5 or 6 miles an hour. I'm just floating along, basically steering with my oar. Very little rowing. The river conditions are absolutely perfect. Very enjoyable, very relaxing, perfect weather to be out here on the water. Very cool. Very picture rock-esque. I gotta tell you, I'm having the time of my life out here. This is absolutely beautiful, stunning scenery the entire way, deep water, fast-moving water, so relaxing. If my wife was with me or a good friend, it couldn't get any better than this. This is making me reconsider backpacking at all during the summer. I think I'm going to be strictly a kayak camper from now on, from May through September. Oh man, it's so nice. It's like 85 degrees. I mean, who would have thought that middle of September in Michigan, northern Michigan, would be 85 degrees? Wow, feels like July today. Beautiful sandy bluff on the Manistee River. Something I've noticed in the last hour that I've been on the river is that there is absolutely no one out. You know, being Sunday afternoon, everybody's packed up, heading home. And I feel like I have the whole place to myself. Very, very peaceful. This is just what I needed. Complete solitude and rest. This would be a fun little tree to jump off of. Man, I might stop and do a backflip off this. Or not. Don't feel like getting out right now. I'm just about to camp. About another half mile and I'll be there. It's only 3:30. Oh man. That's about the shallowest spot in the whole river right there. It's about 6 inches back there. So I would say a majority of this river is 4 to 8 feet deep. But right now, you know, it's about 2 foot. Pretty typical of the rapids section. Well, we're coming up on the iconic curve in the Manistee River that you often see pictures of from the overlook down on the curve in the river. So I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. We're coming up on it right now. So here's the curve. The river makes a sharp 90-degree turn. It's going to come out over here. Then there's a big high, I don't know, 60-foot bluff right here. There it is. That's one of the great overlooks of the Manistee River right there when you're hiking the trail. I'm to my spot that I picked out yesterday. I'm going to take out right here, and there's a beautiful place to hang the hammock right up there with a fire pit. I think this is the spot I'm going to take. Alright, so I pulled my kayak in here, parked it right there, and as I was pulling it up, 2 people approached the campsite and hollered at me, "Are you camping here tonight?" And I was like, "Yes! This is a spot I wanted last night." And if I would have been 5 minutes later, I don't think I would have got it. They would have been here and occupied it. And my next choice was right there. There is a beautiful place right in those pine trees that I saw people camping at last night, and I stopped and looked at it and it was pretty nice, but this one's better. We're gonna set up right up here. Oh, there it goes. It's gold. Woo. Oh. Oh. The sun has set here at the Manistee River. It's about 8 o'clock and it's cooling down pretty nicely, and I'm ready to hit the sack here in a little bit. No tarp tonight, just a hammock. It's like no real reason to put it up, so well, I'm gonna cook me up some Spam for a late evening snack and hit the hay. See you all in the morning. Looks like another glorious day on the river. Alright, I want to give you a little tour of this campsite, because this campsite is magnificent. You can see behind me the river coming around the turn over here. So I'll turn around here for you so you can see the camp. You know, it's kind of a steep riverbank right here. Lots of hanging choices here. And lots of options for tents as well. There's the trail. About a 100-yard walk back to the Manistee River Trail. And there's actually another campsite right over there, about 50 yards away. But this is gorgeous. Look at this. There's the river right there. And here's all these campsites I was talking about. There are places for tents. I mean, you could put tents all the way back in there. Right here. Here. And you can hang hammocks at all these spots as well. And I got the best one right on the point. I can hear the water the entire time. It's perfect. And then here's the little trail. It goes down to the water's edge where my kayak is. There's my breakfast skillet going. Got the coffee going. And got some water boiling for cup number 2. My favorite breakfast on the trail. Or on the river. For this trip, the Red Bridge is closed, so you can't complete the entire loop. So I parked right here by the Red Bridge access. That's the normal parking lot over there on the other side of the bridge, but everybody's parking right here by the trailhead. And it's about 11 miles along the Manistee Creek Trail, past the Hodenpile Dam to Seton Creek Campground. And that is where I stashed my kayak at the camper host's site, right by the day use area. And there were some stairs right there where I was able to launch my kayak. And went across the Hodenpile Dam, and just past the generators, whatever you want to call those, where all the noise is coming from, there's a spot to portage your kayak and launch your kayak back into the Manistee River. And then it's only about a 3.5 hour float all the way back down to the Red Bridge. And I didn't want to finish that trip so quick, so 2 days ago when I walked by here, I noticed this awesome site, and that's where I'm at right now. Right around mile marker 6. Right there in the turn in the river is where this awesome campsite is. So about halfway, just a little beyond halfway. So probably about an 1.5 hour float back to the truck. Well, I have made it to the Red Bridge on North Coates Highway, I think it's called. And it's a Monday afternoon, and they're working hard. Definitely making some progress. But according to the Manistee County Road Commission, it's going to be mid to late October before it's finished. I'm going to go over here somewhere and try to pull out because my truck is up the hill about 200 yards. Originally, my plan was to continue on to Tippy Dam Pond to camp one more night, but this bridge kind of threw a wrench into my plans. So I think we're going to pull out here somewhere. I finally made it to the Red Bridge, which is under construction, obviously. It looks like you could easily get across now. They got concrete all the way across. I'm sure they'd holler at you. Hope there's no ticket on my windshield, but this was all full Saturday night, and there was even a camper right here. Woo! Made it. No ticket. Well, I finally made it back to my truck. What a great adventure on the Manistee River Trail and the Manistee River by kayak. It sucked that the Red Bridge was out, but we made things work. Had a great time. I enjoyed kayaking the Manistee River just as much as I did backpacking it. If it wasn't for the mosquitoes, it would have been perfect, but what do you do? I appreciate you joining me on this adventure. Hope you enjoyed it as much as me, and I highly recommend hiking the Manistee River Trail. It is awesome. So until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great adventure on your next trip. Freaking mosquitoes, man. Jeez. I can't even stand here for a minute without getting eaten alive. Ah.